Hello, everyone. This is Jose Aliaga at the Jose Aliaga Show. And today I have a special guest. His name is Troy Coffin. Troy is he's involved in politics. He has a lot of experience. He's a political analyst. And today we're gonna talk about the borders and the illegal immigration or undocumented immigrants that have been coming for the last couple of years after Donald Trump is not any longer the president. As you know, our current president Biden has been bringing a lot of undocumented immigrants. And back in the day, we used to have a lot of Mexicans or Central American people like from El Salvador and Honduras crossing the border. Lately, we have everybody else coming because a lot of those countries have been experiencing socialism and communism, like Venezuela and several others, and people try to escape. And the reason very much is because some of these people get elected as a socialist, and as soon as they get there, they become dictator, communists, and they starting destroying those countries. And when people try to vote against them, elections are fixed. A story that we already kind of know, and they never see freedom or democracy again because they already lost it. And they decide to come. And since Biden says, let's open the borders, a lot of these people coming, and we don't know who really they are. And just so you know, some of these communist dictators have been opened their jails and told all the criminals, hey, go whatever you want. And apparently now we're having all these people come to the border. They stay for a couple of days with immigration. Immigration told them after 2 or 3 days, hey, you have a pass, go find a lawyer. And then after a few months, we see what's going on. But we don't know who's coming right now. So I want to talk to Troy about that. Troy, how you doing?
Hey, doing great. How's it going?
I'll just give you a kind of introduction to everyone here.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything good. But what happened with the borders? Can you tell me what happened exactly in Florida with Governor DeSantis and all these 50 undocumented immigrants from Venezuela?
Yeah, so what happened this past week is Governor DeSantis teamed up with Governor Abbott of Texas, and from what I understand, Governor Abbott acted independently in flying 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard, which I thought was an outstanding move. A lot of people, many on the left, are calling it a political stunt. I think it's very justified considering the border crisis that the Democrats don't want to acknowledge.
Sure. And Troy, do you believe this idea that just everybody come to the border and get a pass is an efficient way to get good immigrants and everybody welcome, or you think that's not the right way?
Oh, absolutely not. President Trump was right when he said they're not bringing us their best. We don't know their backgrounds. We don't know if they're criminals. We don't know if they're terrorists. You know, they have needs. They need food. They need shelter. These are people that can't afford to live the way that Americans live. And so to provide their needs, it's a pretty tricky topic when we're already going through inflation, or we've already got our own problems here in America. So to take on this additional problem with people of other countries coming here and adding to the problem that we already have. We've already got enough homeless people in our inner cities, so we can't add to it.
As you know, when these immigrants came, they come from countries that experience communism and they want to live in democracy. I understand. And I have to admit, I think that should be not everybody is bad. Some people really wants to have a better future for their families. But the problem the Democrats don't understand is when the people come here, they want to apply for healthcare, which is Medicaid, food stamps. And some of them find out it's SER, which SER is a benefit and pay for their gas and the electrical because they don't have money to pay for it. Some of them want a cash assistance. Some of them want a Section 8, which is paying for the housing. But who is paying this, Troy? It's taxpayers.
Absolutely.
So we increase in the budget. Michigan, for instance, have a lot of problems for welfare, with a lot of money goes to pay welfare. But when it's coming more of the people, immigrants, that we don't know who they are, and paying for that is not free. And then when the money, is tight right now, because you already mentioned inflation. I mean, Democrats, governors, and the federal government run by Biden, they keep raising taxes to take care of that. But in the end of the day, we are working, we're paying our taxes, and it's not. I don't think so. It's fair. So I want to go back for the old policies with Donald Trump to be able to filter out, bring the best. I want to help our neighbors. I got it, but
Absolutely.
not in this way. This is too ridiculous. I mean, open the borders. I mean, we don't have. I don't recall any other countries right now that have open borders. Maybe Somalia, but Somalia is not a country. So I think something has to happen soon because this is not the right way. And I agree with DeSantis from Florida and Governor Abbott from Texas. Okay, if Democrats want to keep doing this, let's put it back in the house of Barack Obama, Kamala Harris. Maybe they want to take care of this because it's their policy, it's their idea, and it's not what majority of the American people wants.
Well, if they wanted to take care of this, you'd have illegal immigrants living inside their homes tonight, and they're not.
You see, Biden, what he's doing is importing votes for the future elections. And then he doesn't care about our economy. He doesn't care about bringing all these people this way. He just tell them, everybody are welcome to America as open borders. The problem with that is a lot of crime in the borders, illegal drugs. They're killing a lot of people. If somebody wants to come from Mexico to America, they have to go to a long trip. These people charge money. These people called coyotes will bring somebody from Mexico to America charging several thousands of dollars. Sometimes they got a gun and they kill people. They don't even bring people in. They just kill people, steal their cash. It's very sad what happened in the borders. And I understand, no, all these people are bad people. The problem is Biden advertised telling everybody come from the borders, which is very unsafe and wrong way to bring people to America. And now taxpayers, we have to deal with the problem. We have to, with taxpayer money goes to pay these people to get all these benefits, and it's wrong. And I think the approach that the Governor DeSantis and Abbott is, hey, you want to keep bringing people? You take care of these people. And I bet you Barack Obama, who have a foundation, Hillary Clinton, and the Clinton Foundation don't put it any dime, any money about this because they don't care. And it's so sad that they're using this for a political thing. And remember,
they just want the votes.
Exactly. I bet when Donald Trump got in office, the first thing the media did is they put a picture the kids are wearing on some jails. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Right now, it's still happening, that thing, but the media doesn't talk about it. With kids in some jail or some retention center, they don't bring nothing about that. Since DeSantis sent 50 undocumented people to this island, whatever, all the media, the national media was there, all the liberal media was there, but they are not in the borders with a lot of crime, a lot of thousands, I think millions of people crossing the border every day. The border. So our border is insecure right now, but the media doesn't care about that.
And Joe Biden hasn't even visited the border. Then you have Kamala Harris saying there is not a border crisis. Neither one of them really seem to know what's going on at the border, and that's why they're getting so much blowback from the border security.
Kamala Harris is in charge of our immigration issues right now in the borders, but she doesn't care. She doesn't do anything. I saw today on TV that I think 50 or more than 100 immigrants from Venezuela are in Kamala Harris' house right now asking for help. She cannot help in front of her house. She opened her door and she see 100 people right there and she cannot help them. How she's going to help right there in the borders, you know? And she and Biden are the ones that told these people, come here, come here. It's not just telling come here. You have to have a plan when you bring people, you know?
Absolutely.
Well, Troy is really sad about this. Do you think this is going to get fixed on Biden administration in the next 2 years, or you think we have to wait until we have a Republican president? What is your opinion?
Well, I believe that come November, Republicans have a very good chance at taking back the Senate, and I'm very confident that they're going to take back the House. And I believe that Congress will work together among the two chambers to implement a plan, and Biden's going to have to go along with it, or else the Democrats are going to be in dire straits come 2024.
I agree with you, Troy. You know, and just for the people that are watching our show right now, a lot of these people coming from countries that have dictators, communists, and they experience election that is stolen. The leftists in South America have been stealing a lot of elections. Some of these people even share the same dominion equipments. So this happening a lot, okay? Some of them are really, really people persecuted by these communist groups. I understand that Biden is utilizing this to open the borders and tell everybody to come and create a big crisis in the borders. We don't need this. I understand that the issue, but I also people need to understand they shouldn't be voting in South America for communists or socialists. That's a lie. Doesn't work. They need to start voting for the right course with democratic right-wing parties because they know how to do things right. All these countries are rich. Venezuela is very rich country with a lot of natural resources. So it's Peru. All these countries are very rich. They have a lot of natural resources. But they always has been elected socialists and communists. That is the problem with them. That's why their countries are poor, but they're really not poor. They just have poor administration, communists and socialists. Now in America, we kind of experience the same thing, but they're utilizing this crisis to open the borders and bring all these crises to us. And we don't need this. We want more solutions. We want to take care of people, our own people. We want to take care of veterans. We want to take care of our healthcare system. What Biden is doing is bringing more problems and creating a crisis that we don't need, and we don't need this. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate your time, your comments, and you're always welcome here in the show. And looking forward to see you in the next show.
Well, thank you very much. Was glad to be here.
Thanks.